Parker's a music professor. I have a feeling he's a pretty talented guy who has made some choices in his life that the small town life is perfectly fine for him. And teaching at school, having his own kind of private internal world. And I think the sense of town that he has, of community, is something that's really important to him. And he's found a really good balance in his life. I mean, he's strangely one of the only characters in this movie that doesn't change. Kind of is who he is. He's the given in this. Lasse is kind of a leprechaun. He's kind of a Swedish leprechaun. And he directs with... It's almost... His wife Lena and I laugh about this because we don't know quite what he's doing. He's total control of what's going on, but we don't know quite what he's doing or how he's doing it. But it's a very subtle thing he has with all the departments, with us as actors. There's a sense of enormous freedom that we're all given. At the same time, we're doing what he wants us to do. We had a great time doing Pretty Woman, and I think we all had a lot of fun making that. And I've seen Jason a few times, and not a lot. We don't live in the same city, and he also has this quality of being very human. And he can crank it up. He can be, sitcom, funny and slapstick, but also can be really touching because it's human. They were very apprehensive about me meeting the dogs because the dogs make up their mind right away about you. They like you or they don't, and if they don't, there's no going back. So, we spent a lot of time putting this movie together, and a lot was banking on this moment where I met the dogs. If they didn't like me, that was 6 months of training with these dogs. We'd have to start over again. So they were, when I first met them, the trainers, they said, look, don't do anything. Don't try to pet them. Don't get needy with them. Don't get all over them. Just be there. Let them come to you. And that's pretty much what I did. I was almost afraid to pet them, after this, because I knew how important this moment was of meeting them. And we had 3 dogs playing the older Hachiko, and we had all these puppies, which are basically like puppies. They're just kind of delicious little creatures. But the older ones were clearly a bit different than the dogs that I've known. They aren't needy. The female was a little more so. She was a little bit smaller of the 3 dogs. Much more gregarious than the other ones. But I think their basic nature was really kind of, yeah, so what? So it took a couple of days before we kind of got more tactile and rolled around a bit, and there was a lot of feeding, hand feeding, and a lot of just feeling comfortable. I'd go over there and we'd just sit around. I'd talk to the trainers they'd already bonded with, and just this comfort level of, oh, here's a new guy who's included in the tribe, and just got him used to my energy and whatever. Now, actually, the female especially, we've worked with a lot, and we're really close the way we've been accomplishing things that I was a little afraid of, actually. I thought, as a producer, we may need 2 or 3 more weeks than we would on a normal movie just to get the stuff with the animals. But I tell you, they've been better than us. These dogs have been incredible. The script was given to me, and it's not a movie that one would expect that I would be drawn to. And I hadn't made a movie like this. And my agents gave me, said, just read it. So I read it, and I cried like a baby. And I said, oh, man, I'm going to have to do this, aren't I? I said, yeah. And I read it again just to be sure, and it still really moved me. But I think there was something really powerfully iconic about this movie, and mysterious, and this story of a dog that waits. I don't know what it is. There's something in the makeup of our hearts that responds to that sense of loyalty that sense of I'm always going to be there for you.